Hey guys, and welcome to this video tutorial. We are going to be using Adobe Photoshop today and focusing on making clean selections using the quick selection tool and the refine edge options. As you can see, I've got two separate images open here, one named Coach, the other named White House. And what we want to do is get a selection around him here perfectly, or as close as we can to perfectly, and move him over into this White House image using our quick select and refine image tools there. So that's what we're going to do. If we look over here on our toolbox and go 4 tools down from the top and choose the quick selection tool. Okay, just a hint about the quick selection tool here. If you get an error message like this or something, you need to convert your image like I have to do in this one. So I'm going to go to image mode, RGB color. If it's in indexed color or perhaps one of these other options here, you're not going to be able to use it. So make sure that your image does indeed have the proper image mode there. Okay, so I've got my brush here, and you can actually change the size of your brushes. The left bracket key is going to make it smaller, and you'll get a more detailed brush. And by hitting the right bracket, the brush size of the quick selection tool will actually increase. Okay, and there are 3 options up here on the application toolbar. You'll see this one is subtract from selection. We don't want to use that one yet. There's add to selection and new selection. So we'll start with a new selection, and I'm just going to click and paint. Okay, best I can here. You'll see that this will go a little haywire at some point. It's got extra selection here that I want to get rid of because, again, I just want this to conform to the outline of the body here. So if I go back to subtract from selection, we can get in here and clean things up a little bit like that. You'll see you may have to be a little patient and go back and forth with this just a little bit, and this is where that adjusting the brush size comes in handy. Okay, it doesn't have to be absolutely perfect, but again, this tool will give you the opportunity to make things pretty nice looking as far as selections are concerned. Okay, again, I've got a little bit of excess here. I can continue to go back and just make this look as nice as possible. Okay, you may have to go in later with an eraser tool and do some fine detail work, but for the most part, this is going to get me where I want to be here. Alright, let's take care of that there. That looked pretty good. Okay, need to subtract again here. Alright, and you can either just click, or you can click and drag, kind of like you're using the paintbrush tool or tools of that nature. Okay. Oh, I got a big area I need to deselect here. So as I told you, you can click and drag like a brush. To get things back where you want them, or you can just simply left click as well. Okay, so we're almost there. Alright, that should about do it. Now once you get your selection where you want it to be here, I want you to go up and click the Refine Edge toolbar at the top, or the icon rather, and you can see any imperfections that I may have missed here. Okay, I seem to have done a fair job at this, but like I said, if I need to go in later and erase some of the tiny details, I can do that as well. Alright, but this is what I want to take a look at here is the Refine Edge option, and just go through some of the options it has here. If I click the Smart Radius, okay, you can see that Photoshop is making these changes here. I can give this a smoother edge. As you can see, it kind of gets rid of those imperfections for me, so I actually like that. You can feather the edge too, which also gives it a little bit of a blur effect. So if you just go through and play with these options a little bit. The shift edge to the left will actually slim the selection. To the right will increase the selection size there. Okay, so if I go just below here to about -8, -10, someplace in that range, I'm gonna like where I've ended up with this selection here. And then finally, as far as the output is concerned, I'm just going to output this to a selection. So when I'm done here, I'll be selected and we'll be good to go. Okay. Other options are you can output this as a new layer with a layer mask, an entire new document as well. Okay. But for now, I'm just going to choose selection. If I hit OK, all right, that's what I want to work with there. I'm going to go to the picture of the White House and drag it off of its tab. All right, and what's left here is the Move tool. Going back to the picture that we quick selected. All right. Putting it in the middle of the White House, you now want to go ahead and deselect. There are two ways you can do that. The select menu, go to deselect, or hit Control D on your keyboard, the keyboard shortcut to deselect as well. So there you go, guys. Looks pretty clean. All right, a good selection using the quick selection tool and refining the edges a little bit. You'll typically have pretty good results working that way. Hope you enjoyed this tutorial. We'll see you next time.